Sell a program, not a service.
All right. If you had to give one tip to someone just starting out in video, what would it be?
Okay, number one, stop selling a service. Don't sell a service. That's the worst thing in the world as a videographer you can do. Don't say I do weddings or services or events or corporate gigs. Don't do services. Sell a program. Because here's the thing, a service means, think about the word service. Embedded in that word is the word servant. So the person who's paying you money gets to boss you around, order you around, and you're running around circles, chasing your tail, trying to make them happy. And they're going to ask for revisions on your work just because they want to feel like they're superior to you. And you're going to start, being way underbilled for your hours because, they're going to keep working you down, shaking you down. And even with good intentions, they want to feel like they're in charge, right? And you don't want to be in that position where you're their servant. You want to provide a program. You want to use your intellectual property and create a program, a structured program where you tell them, you follow these specific steps and you will get these specific results. If it's weddings, like, okay, so here's the way the program works, right? We're going to send you this package. You're going to answer these questions. On this day, you're going to pay this deposit. On this day, we're going to do this rehearsal. On this day, we're going to do this shoot. On this day, we're going to do the screening. And on this day, you're going to get the final product. And then on this day, you're going to pay this amount of money, right? Like everything is laid out in a timeline for exactly when something's going to happen, what's going to happen, and all of the contingencies. If you're not happy with this, you get this many revisions. After this many revisions, you get billed at this much. Like it's a program, it's in a package. And think of a conveyor belt, right? That's how you got to build your program, not a service, right? And they're going to sit in that conveyor belt and they're going to follow orders, your instructions, because you know better than they do. And they're going to feel really safe and really happy because of the fact that it's so well organized. And the fact that they don't have to think of what to do. They just have to follow the program. Now there's going to be some people which is like, well, I want it like this. I want it like that. And you're going to say, great. I have a friend. His name's Bob. He's 17 years old. He lives in his mom's, garage. And by the way, he's willing to do it at that price and at your, and then they're going to feel like, oh shoot, I'm going to lose this guy. And they're going to come back to you. And if they don't, you don't want them in the first place. Okay. That's number one. Okay. Sell a program, not a service. Okay. Use a little bit of foresight and thinking and realize that you have to set yourself up as the authority, as the person in charge, as the person who's in the pilot seat of the airplane and they're the passenger. You tell them, sit down, buckle in, and you're going to have an amazing ride, right? And don't smoke, like there's rules, right? It's your plane. They sit down and they get up when you tell them to. They can't get up in, when you're taking off to get the baggage out of the compartment. That's illegal,
Yeah.
like, right? Your rules, your vehicle, they're the passenger. Okay, that's number one. Number two is there's one client you got to have before any other clients, more important than any other client. And this is going to be a really easy client to close. Okay, it's I call it your number one VIP customer. Super easy to close, but also very, very hard to fulfill on because of the fact that this person is not used to being in front of the camera. This person is not accustomed to it. And they're also not super disciplined. But they're a VIP and they're going to be your customer. They're going to be a regular customer. And you got to close this person. Really easy to close, really hard to fulfill on. And if you don't close this guy, then you'll always be someone's servant and you will never have your own IP and you won't have people coming to you. You're going to be going to them.
I love it. And I think that's kind of what I hear from other business owners is this is almost like sort of the systems and processes that you have. So that way you're more efficient, right?
Yeah. It is systems and processes 100%. And the other thing it is the ability to trademark and differentiate yourself. Because if you sell a service, I do weddings. How many, go Google it. How many wedding videographers are there? I do corporate gigs. I do events. I do, religious services. There are so many. So they know, like if they're looking for somebody to, film a wedding, they know that the moment you start trying to negotiate on price, negotiate up, then they're just like, well, there's 30 other people right in my hometown that will take this. So they don't feel attached to you, right? But let's just say you have a program, which is, the ultimate wedding package or the ultimate wedding Xavier, whatever, like give it a name that is uniquely yours. And then they get attached to needing that product. I mean, that program, because of the particular name.
I love that you brought up bringing creating a sort of a program, because what it is like like you said, you're building your brand, you're differentiating yourself. And I know, like with you, with all the videos that you do, as you keep working on that program, you just become more trustworthy, because if you have someone that comes into your video program, the 52 and 2, um, they're ecstatic, happy, they're getting crazy results. The next person that comes into that 52 and 2 is going to be just as happy. They're going to see very similar results, because you've crafted that program, and it gets better and better and better with time. So I'm taking a key nugget from that: create programs. Don't just sell you like a la carte. Create a program that's unique to your business, right?
Absolutely.